with us. And next up, we have Fatima.
Hi everyone, my name is Fatima Elmasry. I'm a Palestinian living in the diaspora. Today I'm proposing a policy change for the organization I work for, Diversity Community Resources Society. Diversity is a settlement agency located in Surrey. Surrey is home to up to 20% of all newcomers arriving in BC. And at Diversity, we serve thousands of these newcomers each year. As you all should know by now, for the past year, there has been a genocide taking place in Gaza. About a year ago, I sat next to my dad while he was on the phone with my cousin in Gaza, getting updates on our loved ones. I heard my cousin end the call with his farewells and tell my dad this may be the last time they spoke. I could see how helpless my dad felt, and I understood those feelings because I felt the same way. Those feelings never went away as the genocide continues to take place. Palestinians here face our own challenges. My cousin Tia, who's a Palestinian refugee living in Surrey, came home from school one day saying she never wanted to go to school again. That her teacher had said that Palestinians were bad people who killed innocent civilians. Tia, a 10-year-old Palestinian refugee, sat in her classroom and listened to her teacher sow disinformation about herself and her loved ones. This story did not take me by surprise because I knew it was not exclusive to my cousin, that I've heard many similar stories, many of which had come from the newcomer youth clients I work with at Diversity. From Palestinian students being unable to wear their cultural attire, to the prohibition of the word Palestine in grad quotes, the erasure of Palestinian identity is evident. These treatments transcend the classroom to public spaces and to the workplace, including the immigrant serving sector itself. This includes the silencing of pro-Palestinian voices, hostile work environments and fear of job loss, the exclusion of Palestinian identities in the client database, inadequate immigration laws and funding, and the failure of settlement organizations to acknowledge the situation in Gaza, often opting for neutral terms and avoiding the words Gaza and Palestine altogether. In summary, Palestinians are being told that their identities are controversial and the violence they and their loved ones are being subjected to are justified. Palestinians in Canada, on top of grieving their loved ones back home, are having to face such interactions. There's a name for these interactions. It's called anti-Palestinian racism. Anti-Palestinian racism is a form of racism that stereotypes, silences, and dehumanizes Palestinians and their narratives. Refugees and immigrants are even more vulnerable to such treatments and often lack the support to advocate for themselves. Many might not understand their rights or how to navigate these systems that affect them. And to make matters worse, staff in immigrant services often lack awareness on anti-Palestinian racism, resulting in inadequate support to these people facing these challenges. This is why I'm speaking to the immigrant serving sector today, to Diversity, to tell them they have a responsibility to address anti-Palestinian racism. The policy changes that I'm demanding are as follows. 1, implement mandatory staff training on anti-Palestinian racism within our equity training program. 2, advocate for increased support, resources, and funding to Palestinian refugees. This should include raising awareness among stakeholders and government officials about the specific needs of this community. 3, ensure that staff and clients are supported and protected when expressing support for Palestinian human rights. And lastly, fully legitimize and support boycott, divestment, and sanction movement, starting by practicing BDS in our consumer purchases for the organization and review of any pension funds or reserve funds that are complicit in Israel's war crimes. Newcomers and Palestinians have a right to feel safe and protected and welcomed in their new home, and these policies will help to ensure that. As an organization dedicated to supporting newcomers, diversity must engage in addressing the systems that hurt them. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Fatima. And next.